It was supposed to be a calm afternoon, one of those moments when everything seems to go well. Emma, a 6-year-old girl, came running out of a Burger King bathroom, crying loudly, her sobs echoing throughout the restaurant. Every parent knows there's nothing more heartbreaking than seeing their child cry like that. Her mother, Sophia, unaware of what had happened, rushed to help her daughter. As she knelt down, she noticed something strange. Emma's little legs seemed hurt, and what should have been a simple moment of fun had turned into a nightmare. Like any mother would, Sophia was bewildered. She tried to understand what had happened inside that bathroom. Her first reaction, of course, was one of panic, worrying about her daughter's well-being. Then she realized it wasn't just physical pain, but also shame and frustration. Something very wrong had happened in that stall that should have been safe. After all, how many times do we feel at ease in public places without imagining that things like this could happen? In that exact moment, Sophia realized that the situation went beyond what her eyes could see. Looking closely, she saw that the issue was with little Emma's legs, which appeared slightly stuck to the fabric of her clothes. Something was really wrong. The connection between mother and daughter in that moment, filled with concern, put Sophia on high alert. It was clear that the situation required deeper investigation. She just didn't know that this was the beginning of a series of even more surprising events. The day had started full of expectations. It was New Year's Day, and Sophia had decided to take Emma out for a stroll, enjoying the celebratory atmosphere. A quick stop at Burger King seemed like a good idea. Emma was excited, and nothing indicated that anything could go wrong. However, when the girl came out of the bathroom, screaming, Sophia's world fell apart. What was supposed to be a happy afternoon turned into a moment of pure despair and pain. Reality hit in a brutal way. The sound of Emma's crying echoed through the restaurant, attracting curious glances, while Sophia tried to understand what had gone so terribly wrong. Every second felt like an eternity. And how could it not? Just moments before, they were enjoying the day, and now they were dealing with a completely unexpected situation. Who could have imagined that a simple New Year's outing would end this way? The irony of that day was almost cruel. What started as a celebration had turned into a nightmare, and Sophia, like any mother, found herself trying to piece together a day that had quickly spiraled out of control. This kind of twist, unfortunately, can happen anywhere, to anyone. It was at this point that Sophia began to realize there was more behind the incident, which would lead her to discover the cause of it all. What Sophia didn't know, up until that moment, was that the cause of Emma's suffering had been an act of pure irresponsibility. 3 teenagers, in an attempt at a prank, had smeared glue on the toilet seat, a gesture that seemed harmless to them but resulted in pain and humiliation for a 6-year-old child. Often, what seems like a simple bad joke can have serious consequences, and Emma was the innocent victim of one of those pranks that completely spiraled out of control. Teenagers sometimes underestimate the impact of their actions, and in this case, that was clear. The glue on the seat seemed like an innocent trick to the girls, but the result was disastrous. Emma, not understanding what had happened, felt the physical pain and emotional discomfort when she realized she couldn't get up. The laughter the teenagers might have expected never came. Instead, what followed was the desperate crying of a little girl who just wanted to leave. Sophia, realizing the gravity of the situation, felt a mix of indignation and helplessness. Who hasn't been at a loss for words in the face of such great injustice, especially when it involves children? While Emma dealt with the physical consequences, Sophia began to question what would be done to punish those responsible. That moment of pain was about to turn into a pursuit of justice. As soon as the incident came to light, the Burger King staff didn't hesitate to act. They quickly called the police and provided first aid to Emma, who was still deeply shaken. The physical pain she felt was evident, but the emotional trauma was even more concerning. Sophia, though worried about her daughter, knew something had to be done urgently. The restaurant mobilized to offer the necessary support during that moment of crisis. When the police arrived, the case took a more serious turn. Authorities wasted no time investigating, and eventually managed to identify the culprits, the three teenagers responsible for all the chaos. Fortunately, justice was swift. The girls were found and faced the consequences of their actions, learning the hard way that their pranks would not go unpunished. This situation demonstrated how the unity between those involved, Burger King staff, the police, and the family, can lead to a fair outcome. However, what stood out most to Sophia was realizing that justice wasn't just about punishment. The care her daughter received and the support offered were crucial for Emma's physical and emotional recovery. Though the episode had been painful, the quick response from those involved showed that, amid chaos, there is still room for care and justice. But as Sophia soon realized, more needed to be done to prevent something like this from happening again. Sophia knew the impact of that incident couldn't be ignored. So she made a decision to share the story on social media, not just to vent, but to warn other parents about the danger of irresponsible pranks. Her story quickly went viral, with many people empathizing with Emma's situation and recognizing that these pranks can get out of control. Social media, often criticized, became the platform through which Sophia could reach thousands of people, spreading an important message. The lesson Sophia hoped to convey was clear. Thoughtless actions, even by teenagers, can have real and painful consequences. Many parents commented that after reading the story, they had serious conversations with their children about empathy and responsibility. This kind of awareness, after all, is crucial. Though Emma was recovering, both physically and emotionally, Sophia wanted to ensure that other children and families wouldn't have to endure the same suffering. The experience, though traumatic, sparked a broader discussion about the risks of pranks and the boundaries of humor. Sophia's goal was never to cause panic, but rather to encourage conversations about what can happen when fun crosses the line. Deep down, she knew her story had the power to prevent future incidents, and that was the true purpose behind sharing her pain. To turn the experience into a lesson everyone could learn from. The moral of this story is a powerful lesson about the impact even the smallest actions can have on others' lives. Think about it. What seemed like a harmless joke, something many teenagers do without thinking about the consequences, ended up causing both physical and emotional pain to an innocent child. This is a reality many people ignore. Maybe you've witnessed or even been part of a similar situation without realizing how quickly it could spiral out of control. And this is where the real question lies. Are we paying attention to the consequences of our actions? What we learn here is that responsibility isn't optional, it's a necessity. Whether in everyday life, on social media, or during moments of relaxation, it's essential to think of others and the consequences of our actions. Empathy, the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, is the key to avoiding tragedies like the one Emma and Sophia faced. So here's the invitation for you. What can we do as a society to prevent situations like this from continuing to happen? Leave your comment below and share your ideas. Your opinion could help raise awareness in many others. This story also shows how justice can bring a bit of relief in moments of pain, but the real lesson comes from understanding the power of our actions, whether big or small. So why not take this opportunity to be part of the change? Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a like to continue following important discussions like this one. Together, we can transform our behavior and ensure these mistakes don't happen again. After all, we all play a crucial role in building a more respectful and safe world for everyone.